Okay, you guys get 2 videos this week. You lucky dogs. Going to take a little bit more time here because there was a lot to talk about on Impact, I think. Picking up where I left off, the main event of the show was Gail Kim versus Awesome Kong, which ended with Kong winning the women's title finally. And this whole thing was great for so many reasons. First of all, they built up to that for the entire show. You know, they had various stars, Kurt Angle, Jay Lethal, etc. Giving their opinions on who was going to win the match, giving it that big time feel. One of these stars was ODB, who they established as the next challenger for the women's title. For whoever won the match. Some good long-term planning right there. They had a video package recapping their whole feud. They had Jeremy Borash dress up in a tuxedo and do the intros before the match. I mean, TNA really went that extra mile to make this match feel really important. Like it really meant something, and it paid off big time, I think. Gail and Kong had another great match in their series. The crowd was hot for it from beginning to end, and it ended with a title change that was the culmination of a really intense 3-month rivalry. Kong looks like a monster, but Gail looks strong in defeat. I can't say how perfectly TNA handled this. It was great, especially when compared to what WWE did with their women's division on Raw this past Monday. And I know I've been talking about this a lot in my videos, but I'm gonna say it one more time. On Raw last Monday, they had an embarrassing, gratuitous Divas lingerie pillow fight, which basically consisted of a bunch of women stripping down to their undies and hitting each other with pillows. The match was won by Ashley Massaro, who is hands down the worst women's wrestler in that entire fucking company, even worse than Kelly Kelly by a mile. And the only person in the entire building who popped for this thing was Jerry Lawler. Aside from him, you could have heard a fucking pin drop in that arena. And that is how much the WWE's product has eroded. That's how deep their fan apathy has become, when they can't even draw a cheap pop from that old reliable standby of beautiful women taking their clothes off. And hey, look, I appreciate beautiful half-naked women as much as the next guy, okay? Especially when one of them is Melina. But I am not a horny 12-year-old anymore. Okay, you can't hold my attention with big boobs, loud noises, and flashing lights. And that is all that Raw has. I'm sorry, but I need more than that. I mean, look at Raw this week, and then look at Impact. There is no way that you can honestly tell me that Raw was the better show, because that is just not true. The only good thing about Raw this week, the only good thing about Raw, was Jeff Hardy's whisper in the wind off the top of the cage, and that is it. But one cool high spot does not make a good show when the rest of it is so god-awful. And I'm not just talking about the women's match. I mean the whole rest of the show, too. I mean, aside from Jeff Hardy's high spot, what was defensible about that show? Nothing. What are you going to say? Well, wow, it sure was funny when Hardcore Holly put on that Afro wig. Please. You insult yourself when you defend that shit. Just like the WWE insults itself each and every week.
Sorry, I did not mean